9 signs you're experiencing emotional damage. Number 1, exaggerated consequences. So what we're talking about is emotionally damaged people regularly overthink small, insignificant decisions. Are you an overthinker? Yeah, think about it, man. Are you an overthinker? Emotionally damaged people regularly overthink small, insignificant decisions. If you are an overthinker, you might be emotionally damaged. They struggle to choose what clothes to wear. They can't decide what to do on the weekends or where to eat for dinner. They wonder, what if I make the wrong choice? What if everyone laughs at me for doing, saying, or wearing something stupid? The consequences of every decision feel scary and real because you may be emotionally damaged. You're worried about what you wear. You're worried about people laughing at you. You're worried about people looking at you. 9 signs that you're emotionally damaged. Number 2, means of displacement. Number 2 is means of displacement. Many emotionally damaged people hear the same question again and again. People ask, are you okay? And they almost always say, yes, I'm fine. They know that it isn't true, and so do the people around them. Still, they shut people out, pretend to be okay, and put on a fake smile so no one will know how much they're actually hurting below the surface. So the thing is that you're trying to say that you're fine. You're trying to say that you're okay. You're trying to hide the fact that you're depressed when everybody around you can see there's something wrong, and you know there's something wrong. Unexplainable anger. Some emotionally damaged people hold grudges against the people, places, and experiences that cause them pain. Even if an activity isn't directly related to their trauma, it may bring up bad memories or unwanted feelings of regret. You may feel blind animosity towards people who are generally happy. So when you see people who are generally happy, what you happy about? What you laughing about? What's funny? You don't want to see somebody else happy. They say misery loves company. You may feel blind animosity towards people who are generally happy, prosperous, or in love. At some level, it seems like they have access to something you don't. They may feel a state, or you may feel a state of jealousy, resentment, or even anger. The rippling effects of past trauma have left their mark on your life, leaving you emotionally damaged. So you don't want to hear good news from other people. You don't want to see nobody doing good. 9 signs you're emotionally damaged. Number 4, a history of trauma. After one trauma to the next, after one trauma to the next, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. Come on, man. Come on. Some of us been going through trauma since we were children. We got some parents or a parent who set us up for trauma or abandonment. How many times when you was a little kid and your mom was going about her business, or your dad was going about their business and dropped you off at your grandma's house or your granddaddy's house, and you was screaming, don't go, don't go. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And she still left?
Oh, yeah.
That's abandonment to a young kid. You ever see a little kid when he go to the first day of school and his mama leave him, and she leaving, and the little kid like, no. And the mother who stays there and say, listen, you're going to be all right, I'm coming back, because she don't want him to feel abandoned. A history of trauma. Emotionally damaged people are often haunted by memories of bad decisions, humiliating failures, or heart-wrenching rejections and abandonment. Those moments of trauma carve deep wounds inside us that take years to heal. You can have abandonment issues stem back to when you was 5 years old and you in your 50s still trying to heal from it. You in your 50s still can't keep a healthy relationship without sabotaging it, whether that's relationship or friendship. We may worsen our trauma by reliving failures and bad experiences. So the more you think about it, the more you're going to relive it, because you're really reliving it when you're thinking about it. And the more you perpetuate it in your life. We may worsen our trauma by reliving failures and bad experiences. Like many people, you may be searching for an answer, wishing you knew why bad things happened or what you did wrong to deserve this life. If you spend your time ruminating over past mistakes, you may be emotionally wounded, but that doesn't mean you can't change, improve, and move forward. Signs you're emotionally damaged. Number 5, defensive explosions. Defensive explosions. Are you touchy or defensive about certain subjects? Do people avoid sensitive topics around you because they know you'll react negatively? These are signs of emotional damage. Any mention of a sensitive subject triggers an array of negative emotions inside you. All the feelings you're holding on to bubble to the surface, causing an impulsive reaction as if you're being threatened or deceived all over again. So you're reliving your trauma and you're projecting it on the person. Instead of pushing down your emotions, instead of trying to act like you don't feel angry or you don't feel exhausted, instead of pushing down your emotions, try exploring your emotions and communicating to other people where your pain comes from. Now check this out. By acknowledging and vocalizing your trauma, you can cope more effectively and heal emotional wounds. So being around healthy people and communicating with healthy people, you can cope more effectively and heal emotional wounds. Signs you're emotionally damaged. Number 6, the harm of self-isolation. Too much of being by yourself can be harmful. Being by yourself too much can be harmful. Emotional pain encourages many people to withdraw physically and emotionally. After a bad experience, we may struggle with the concept of love, trust, or intimacy. Because when you've been hurt, you don't really want to put yourself out there again. You don't even want to think about having a sexual relationship with a woman after you've been hurt, if you're smart. Because some people that aren't smart, they think once something falls apart, I got to get into another sexual relationship to get over that last one. That's the wrong thing to do, because you haven't even processed it. Come on. That never works. You find yourself out of the pot into the fire. We may be afraid of putting ourselves out there again or making an effort with others, fearing our investment will cause us more pain in the end. So we retreat from the world, we neglect our relationships, and distance ourselves from those who care. This kind of isolation is usually a form of self-defense. We create distance between ourselves and others to protect ourselves from pain. We hide inside our bubble where no one can hurt us or let us down. Isolation only worsens the effects of emotional trauma. Interacting with other people is one of the best ways to cope with our emotions and overcome toxic experiences. So you got to interact with positive people who can handle your emotions properly. If you get around the wrong people, they're going to fumble your emotions and put you in a worse situation to make you feel worse. If there are some people who you love in your life, if you go tell them about your problems, they're going to make you feel worse than you feel already. We got some people in our lives who are supposed to love us. Instead of building us up and encouraging us, they're going to help us highlight what's going on that we don't like. I know you're depressed about that, but think about this. Isolation only worsens the effects of emotional trauma. Interacting with other people is one of the best ways to cope with our emotions and overcome toxic experiences. 9 signs of emotional damage. Emotional exhaustion. Emotional exhaustion. People who have internalized psychological trauma may not be emotionally available to the people around them. It's common for emotionally damaged individuals to experience low levels of empathy and demonstrate reckless or inconsiderate behavior. So they don't have a lot of empathy for other people, and they're reckless with their own life. But their lack of empathy has nothing to do with their personality or their inability to love or care about others. It stems from the constant emotional exhaustion that they experience due to past trauma. They can't empathize with other people because they struggle to empathize with themselves. It's hard to show empathy towards other people when it's hard for you to show empathy towards yourself. You don't give yourself grace. So if you can't give yourself grace, you're definitely not going to give another person grace when they deserve it or when they need it. Unless we can confront our deepest, darkest feelings, we may not be able to genuinely engage with the emotions of others. Signs you're emotionally damaged. Number 8, deprivation of intimacy. Depriving yourself of intimacy. People who are emotionally damaged may struggle to recognize their worth as individuals. They run away from opportunities to find love and friendship because they don't believe they deserve another person's time or affection. That's what the last person tricked you into thinking and believing. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you got out of a toxic relationship and now you look at all women as being toxic, they beat you. And she's off living her life, you are damaged goods. Deprivation of intimacy. People who are emotionally damaged may struggle to recognize their worth as individuals. They run away from opportunities to find love and friendship because they don't believe they deserve another person's time or affection. This can lead to greater feelings of loneliness, helplessness, and desperation, making it challenging for emotionally damaged people to get back on their feet. If you begin doubting your self-worth, it can be tough to change your opinion of yourself, because once you go down that road of putting yourself down and harming yourself and not believing in yourself, it's hard to come back. It's harder to come back than to ever go down there in the first place. It's hard about, come on, Tim, represent for me. It's hard to bounce back from low self-esteem when you've been doing it for so long.
Surely is.
Because somebody could be standing in front of you saying, man, forgiveness, man, will help you. F that.
Emphatically.
You'll be saying that to the person telling you to forgive. Now, you can forget that. I ain't forgiving nobody or nothing. And you think you hurting the person giving you the advice. That's why it's so hard to break out of that once you get into it. It's hard to get out of that rut when you've been living every single day with low self-esteem, cynical, you don't believe in nobody, everybody got a hidden agenda, everybody out to get something, there ain't no righteous person in the world. Are you projecting? Deprivation of intimacy. People, I'm going to go over this one more time because it's important, y'all. People who are emotionally damaged may struggle to recognize their worth as individuals. They run away from opportunities to find love, friendship because they don't believe they deserve another person's time or affection. This can lead to greater feelings of loneliness, helplessness, and desperation, making it challenging for emotionally damaged people to get back on their feet. If you begin doubting your self-worth, it can be tough to change your opinion of yourself. Signs you're emotionally damaged. Number 9 and the final one, questioning reality. After a psychologically challenging experience, your mind may be swirling with questions. At the end of a relationship, this is an example. At the end of a relationship, you may reflect on every moment you spent with your partner and wonder, was any of it real? And was anything the way I thought it was? Did he really love me?
Right.
This endless cycle of questions and doubts drives many people toward negative, even depressive states of mind. It shatters your confidence, destroys your motivation, and burdens your mind with hundreds of unanswerable, self-destructive ideas. And guess what? You're doing it all to yourself. Unfortunately, this all-consuming feeling of emotional exhaustion can quickly push you into a dark place. So if you're trapped in this painful cycle, remember that your feeling is valid and real. So if you just came out of a toxic relationship, sometimes we're going to do that. So that's valid and that's real. But you got to be honest with yourself and process this correctly. So, and that can leave you feeling helpless and exhausted. Unfortunately, this all-consuming feeling of emotional exhaustion can quickly push you into a dark place. So if you're trapped in this painful cycle, remember that what you're feeling is valid and real. Instead of denying your feelings, lean into your feelings instead of denying them. Also, be upset if you want to. Express your honest emotions. Shout your questions out loud if you want to. Feeling lost and hopeless does not make you a worthless or depressing person. It just means you got to get back on track. But you're not going to get back on track putting the blame off on somebody else. I don't care how toxic the relationship was. It takes two to tangle. I can tell you, look, man, if you're talking to me and you want my perspective of my ex, I can tell you every bad thing that happened with her. But guess what? She'll tell you every bad thing that was going on with me. It takes two people to tangle in a toxic relationship. If you can't make somebody new pay for your bad decision. If you go into that new relationship with your old way of thinking you ain't the one who needs to change, you have another relationship that failed, and then you're going to put that on them too. But you're the one keep choosing them. The outside is what hooks people, right? The inside is what keeps people. So some of us, we good at hooking people, but we ain't good at keeping people.